Aloha, I'm Elena Hugh. Welcome back to the third edition of PTC-TV at PTC'18. If you missed the first two programs, visit us online at PTC.org.
This isn't an empty room, or just a data center for that matter. It's a blank canvas, a place with endless possibilities, capable of supporting your biggest dreams. Bring your ideas, designs, customers, innovations, anything you want, and expand your business. This is where some of the most groundbreaking companies built their empires. Their apps, stores, and social networks were all created here. This place will grow with you and take you around the globe. No matter what your dream is, if you can envision it and have the passion to make it real, we'll protect it, nurture it, and work with you to make it a reality. So the only question is, what will you build?
I'm pleased to have Isabelle Paradis from Hot Telecom and Hugh McGarry from Garnet Consulting. You've been coming to PTC for many years now. Tell me a little bit about that experience for you.
Yes, I have. I actually think the first time I came here was 20 years ago. I haven't been here every year, but I've come for a variety of reasons. Once when I was working for a company with a new cable system and we wanted to sell capacity, and I've come for another reason when I was doing some work for one of the development banks, and it was to meet potential providers of solutions. And now I'm in the consulting business, and I come here to both for meetings. It's a great place to have meetings, and also to meet with suppliers and keep abreast of technology. So it's met a variety of reasons, needs over the years. I haven't been here every year, but I always look forward to it.
I'm sure you're inspired by the innovation that you see.
Yes, I am, and over 20 years there's been an enormous amount of it, so yes, for sure.
And speaking of innovation, we are presenting the Innovation Awards for the first time. And Isabelle, you were actually a juror. Tell me a little bit about how that went for you.
Actually, you as a judge as well. We were both on the judging panel. So for me, innovation is in my DNA. And I've always been interested in innovation from school to up to now. And I'm always looking for companies who bring innovation to the wholesale industry, and that's quite difficult in an industry like ours. Mm-hmm. So I was really interested to be part of the judging panel, first of all, to encourage innovation in our industry as part of that, but also to learn about what these companies are up to and is there true innovation happening in our industry. So that was part of why I wanted to be a judge.
Wonderful. What were the criteria that you were looking for in the submission?
Well, it was a very stringent process, with very well structured. I think I was impressed by the way it was structured and the criteria were set, beforehand. So we were able to be as objective as possible when we were judging, and we were looking for a well-rounded entry submission. So it's very challenging. I've been on both parts of the awards. I've prepared awards before, submission, and I'm a judge, so I understand the work that goes into preparing a submission. So as judges, we had to really take that into account and really do the best that we could to announce or to choose the best entry, and I think we did. We had the judging call, and everyone showed up and really took it very seriously. So I was really impressed with the process, actually.
Wonderful. Well, merci for participating in that. We will also have the Innovation Awards coming up right here. So if you didn't get your tickets, be sure to stop by registration or also log on to ptc.org/gala. PTC'18 is made possible in part by the generosity of the PTC'18 sponsors. Mahalo to each of the PTC Platinum sponsors. Thank you for all of your support.
The cloud. It's changing the way we do business. Push the limits of innovation and enter the cloud into our secure, intuitive, and responsive ecosystem. with our subsea network spanning the globe. We deliver unsurpassed coverage into the world's fastest growing markets with flexible and scalable solutions. We are a technology company that sits at the crossroads of where the future clouds will migrate. Global Cloud Exchange. The cloud revolutionized.
Hi, I'm Gary Kim, and I'm here with Dean Bubley, the founder and noted person behind Disruptive Analysis.
Thank you, Gary. Really pleased to be here. It's my first PTC.
Good. Glad to have you. We worked hard to get you here.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Both of the sessions that you're working on are dealing with technologies that most people here might find a little esoteric. You want to explain that a little bit?
Yeah. So I'm an unusual combination of technology analyst or telecoms analyst and a futurist. So I look at what's going on with wireless and fixed technologies, whether that's 5G or fiber, but I also spend time looking at what's next. So not necessarily telecom technologies, but more general ones like artificial intelligence, blockchain, IoT, VR, AR, essentially all the cool stuff which is everyone's talking about. And I'm trying to understand what does that mean for telecom companies, whether they're fixed or mobile or international carriers. Positive or negative, opportunities, internal, external, and so on.
So this is really hard for people to understand, but technologies like artificial intelligence actually are being used by most human beings today.
Yes.
How does that happen, and where are the applications?
Right, so the consumer side of AI sort of manifests in things most obviously around sort of voice assistants. So we have Amazon Alexa and Microsoft Cortana and Apple Siri and so on. And there's quite a large amount of machine learning that goes, but machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence. The other thing that you will see is when you're asked on a website for a captcha, and you're which of these images have a bridge in them, you're helping train the machine to understand image recognition better, which then feeds into a whole bunch of other upcoming applications like self-driving cars, it could be customer service, chatbots, and these are the consumer manifestations of AI. But there's also quite a lot of sort of industrial and ones which are internal and around process automation and ways to enhance productivity that are also impinging on not just the telecoms industry but businesses worldwide.
Now, most of the people here at the conference are involved with undersea communications or long-haul communications in some way. How about the networks? Are we going to be able to use machine learning and AI in the core of the networks?
Well, interestingly, yes, because one of the main areas that I see for the communications industry with AI is around improving operations. And to do that, first off, you will need to collect a lot of data. And there's a huge amount of operational data that are thrown off by networks, whether they're optical or wireless or core networks. And from that, you can start to deduce emergent patterns for things like fault prevention, spotting imminent signs of problems before they occur, for planning and optimization are all ways that if you start to apply really big data sets and you perform various analytical capabilities on them, tasks, you can actually assist with future investment. But I think that one example that I heard was it was a Korean operator, and they said that they had built their national fiber network, and they'd instrumented it to collect data on how it's performing, not just things like uptime, but stuff like latencies and the sort of errors in transmission and so on. And when they gave there's something like 50 terabytes a day of data, and they gave that data to their machine learning system to sort of look for patterns in it, essentially. And they were rather surprised that as well as helping them improve the operations, they spotted some anomalies, and they realized they'd accidentally created a countrywide earthquake detector from the way that the fibers flex, which I thought was fascinating, particularly on the Korean Peninsula, that there are some seismic events which are important to track at the moment.
One of the things that has really struck me over the last 2 years, I think, is that what we're looking at is a complex of fundamental technologies, general purpose technologies, if you will, that collectively may be, to my way of thinking, bigger than the internet. I mean, is that incorrect, or
bigger than the internet? I'm not sure. I mean, I've seen a few people recently say, "Oh, 5G is going to be more important than electricity," or I'm like, nah, not so sure. And yeah, blockchain, another one, is really important. We'll talk about blockchain in a minute. I think AI is perhaps the one which is going to be one of the most all-embracing, because there's so many facets of it that impinge on how we run not just our lives but our businesses, our machines, that I think that there are a lot of unpredictables that come out of it, and it has the seeds of something that could be, you know, internet scale in importance. But sorry, go ahead.
That makes it. No, I was riding into the hotel with an Uber driver, and he asked me, "So this conference you're going to, what are you going to be talking about?" And I said, "Oh, AI and a bunch of stuff." And he just lit up and said, "What's that going to mean for me?" And I said, "Uber's going to have driverless cars." And he said, "How long do you think this is going to take?" I said, "Well, I don't know. 10 years, 20 years?"
I mean, what you'll probably find is you'll find some places that go early on that, where, you know, it might be in cities either where they've got authoritarian authorities, if you like, that can tell human-driven cars to either restrict themselves to certain lanes, or where they can force things through. So it wouldn't surprise me if somewhere in the Middle East, or, you know, maybe a city-state like a Singapore or somewhere, has self-driving vehicles in a central business district. Or you might find self-driving trucks on special lanes on highways. Whereas if you take a sort of a complex, busy city with, you know, let's just say, lax control of traffic rules and unpredictable use of motorbikes and pedestrians. Cities like, I don't know, Marseille in southern France, they're hilly, there's sort of teenagers on motorbikes, there's, you know, cars parked anywhere. That's going to be harder. But I think that if you've got good sight lines, predictability, and the ability for the lawmakers to insist on stuff, then we might see, and a compliant insurance industry as well, then we might see things soon.
Okay, so if I've got this right, for the average telecom guy out there, what AI is going to mean is that I'm going to make your customer interactions more efficient, more effective, and painless for you. In the core of the network, I'm going to know that certain things are going to break, and oh, by the way, I fixed it for you, but I'm letting you know. So it's very, very practical.
I think so. I see there's 3 or 4 ways in which AI touches telecoms. One is the customer interaction, and there's various levels there. Everything from troubleshooting of problems, you know, fix my Wi-Fi router, you know, question, to churn prediction, to, you know, upsell and retention and so on. There's the internal operations side of telco, whether that's the network management, which can be optimized, or it could be things like, where is the best place to put my engineers with certain vehicles and certain skill sets and certain tools to maximize their productivity. So I think there's some sort of internal use cases, and pretty much all of the, if you like, the sort of BSS, OSS stack will have intelligence layers around it. And then the third thing is around new services which operators can deliver to customers, whether those are consumers or businesses. So on the consumer side, it could just be something like a recommendations engine for their set-top box. You know, it could be a security layer on top of Wi-Fi. For example, you might have security for your broadband, and you suddenly realize that across your 10 million subscribers, there's a million Internet of Things like toasters, right? Video cameras seem to be having an unusual interest in the website of the government of Bolivia, and you might think, well, hang on a sec, that's a bit unusual. Maybe we should sort of try and pull the plug on that class of devices, because there's a possibility they're a botnet. So there's sort of customer-facing stuff as well. The last one is perhaps more on the risk side, which is what happens when the customers have AI. Do I use AI to reduce my requirements for the network, or even negotiate for me? So maybe I phone up the customer retentions team, and I have my AI negotiate on my behalf for a better deal, and I'm like, yeah, well, maybe I'm going to churn unless you give me 20% discount. And they will have crowdsourced, you know, 1 million conversations with the customer service team, and they'll know how to get the best deal. So you might find there's poachers and gamekeepers here.
Good. Well, Dean, thank you very much. Fascinating. And thanks for watching PTC TV.
Thank you.
Visit the PTC Pavilion Monday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Tuesday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Meet with the PTC'18 exhibitors and learn the latest in systems, products, and services. Located in Coral Ballrooms 4 and 5 of the Mid-Pacific Conference Center. Visit the pavilion by presenting your PTC'18 badge. The PTC Pavilion is also open to the general public by providing a business card to the pavilion booth. See you at the PTC Pavilion. PTC'18 is made possible in part by the generosity of the PTC'18 sponsors. Mahalo to each of the PTC Gold sponsors.
Welcome to our Tuesday What to Expect at PTC'18. Today promises to be an outstanding lineup of keynotes at our brand new Tapa Ballroom. At 10 a.m., be sure to attend the presentation by Gary Smith, President and CEO of Ciena, and Opportunities in the Digital Age, which will be followed at 10:25 by Ichiya Nakamura, Professor, Graduate School of Media Design, Keio University, Japan. Mr. Nakamura will present Highlighter 2020 Tokyo Digital and share his fascinating insights on how the technology implementations for the 2020 Olympics further catalyze the information society. At 10:55, Raju Vijizna, Chairman and Managing Director of CFI, will review digital transformation through partnerships and how his greatest success in promoting digital transformation are achieved through partnerships. The session will be followed by an interview by Timothy Logue, Senior Director at Thales Alenia Space, and Andrew Jordan, Executive Director, President and CEO, Asia Sat, on evolving satellite market dynamics, Asia Perspective. Today's morning keynote will close with Mark Halfinger, CEO, PCCW Global, presenting new digital business models driving the softwarization of the network. Head to the Tapa Ballrooms and be part of the PTC keynote experience. Today is the day that we find out about the inaugural PTC Innovation Awards winners. Over 20 shortlisted companies, runners-up, and winners will be announced tonight. Do not miss a spectacular night of celebrations and superb entertainment. We hope to see you at 6:30 p.m. at the Tapa Ballrooms to walk on the blue carpet and enjoy champagne hour before an elegant evening of fine dining and entertainment. Make sure to have your table or tickets reserved by visiting registration or log on to ptc.org/gala before the evening sells out. This is your roundup for Tuesday, January 23rd at PTC'18. Have a great day and mahalo.
Be sure to stop by the new PTC Hub. The heart of our conference is located at Coral 3. Visit the PTC Hub and you'll find the PTC Media Center, hourly meeting tables, laptop stops, literature bins, smoothie and coffee cart, and cash bar. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Take advantage of the PTC Hub.
PTC for me is a great event for a lot of reasons. Primarily, it's a great venue in which to meet customers and partners from all over the world in a really relaxed environment where we can have a bit of fun. I've been coming to PTC for almost 20 years, made about 15 events over those 20 years, and I find it gets better and better every year and more attendees. And I think the real important thing about PTC is that you're meeting people, whether they're product people, they're voice people, they're data people. You get all kinds of people in all aspects of the telecoms industry and in the OTT space that are coming to Hawaii to get together and to talk business. I think it's a great time of the year. The weather is beautiful, and I've heard that some people take the opportunity even to get out on golf courses and enjoy Hawaii's beautiful golf courses.
Join us Tuesday evening for the inaugural Innovation Awards Gala. Blue carpet walk, champagne hour, dinner, and entertainment. An experience to celebrate innovation and to recognize the individuals and companies that have transformed and continue to transform our industry. To reserve your gala ticket, please visit registration or ptc.org/gala.
Joining me now is Stephen Ho, the CEO of CITIC Telecom CPC and also the brand new president-elect for PTC.
Yes.
Are you excited?
Oh, I'm thrilled and very honored and privileged to be elected again. And I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank our outgoing president, Tony McCarthy, who has done an excellent job for the PTC as well.
What are some of your goals and maybe your ambitions for your next term?
Right, this is a big question, and in fact it coincides very well that this time we have the 40th anniversary of PTC, which sets itself, from my perspective and for the board as well, I think, a new sort of coming into a new era. The PTC has been doing very well in the last 40 years, but looking ahead, there are many things that we need to do, and I would like to also thank the board, which of course previously in the last couple of months we've been engaging in very, very serious discussions about what PTC would be in the next 5 years and so on. So I think there's a lot of work to be done in the course of this year and beyond.
So as you're coming in, there's a brand new event, the Innovation Awards Gala, that's happening tonight. What are you looking forward to most about that?
Well, it's very exciting things to be happening tonight. Of course, because that coincides with the 40th anniversary, right? And of course, the topics in innovation, and I think innovation now is a very, very trendy word, especially coming together not just on telecommunications, but in all sorts of angles on technologies, and we want people to really motivate them to innovate new things. And with all these participants coming in, we're hoping to have a winner tonight.
Yes, many of them. Thank you so much, Stephen.
Thank
I'm sure
you.
I'll see you again.
Yes, thank you.
All right, and we'll see you tonight at the Innovation Awards Gala. And dress to impress, but you can come as you are, and we'll see you there.
PTC'18 is made possible in part by the generosity of the PTC'18 sponsors. Mahalo to each of the PTC Silver sponsors.
This is Edward Sun from Sun Global Broadband, and I'm pleased to congratulate the Pacific Telecommunications Council on its 4 decades of success in the islands. Sun Global Broadband, which is founded by myself with Dr. Sachio Senmoto and Mr. John Warda. It's the first Wi-Fi 5G network, and it's really the success story of how PTC brings people together to collaborate and to innovate technology in the Pacific. Thank you again, and mahalo to PTC on your 40th anniversary.
Our world moves ever faster, and wonders never stop. Help arrives before disaster, and phones can save a crop. Mighty drills know when to dig before the markets do. Brilliant minds can make it big with smart advice to see them through. You can make the world your office, know when packages arrive, tailor what your network offers, use machines to stay alive. You can keep track of your fleet, help your city run on time, do things better on the beat, protect yourself from cybercrime. For technology is wondrous. It can take you far and wide. It creates a future boundless, helps your business make bold strides. In global markets or down under, we'll be there to help you strive. And together, we'll do wonders. For together, we can thrive.
Here's your news daily for Tuesday, January 23rd. In case you missed it, yesterday's PTC's Board of Governors announced the appointment of its new president and chair of the Board of Governors, Stephen Ho. PTC looks forward to working under Stephen Ho's new leadership. In networking news, WebAir announced enhancements to its business continuity and disaster recovery as a service solution, including ransomware as a service, hybrid orchestration, and SDN capabilities.
Continuing with networking news, Megaport introduced new virtual router service to enable Layer 3 connectivity. This promises to help companies connect to the cloud, expand their presence virtually, and gain access to an enhanced ecosystem of partners from around the world. In network expansion news, Colt Technology Services has bolstered its on-demand SDN service throughout the Asia-Pacific region. On the heels of last week's Peak 10 ViaWest introduction of its new brand, Flexential, the company unveiled its holistic edge computing strategy. Flexential's solution will provide greater reach and connectivity to service providers, mobile operators, content providers, enterprise businesses, and end users. In subsea news, the Hong Kong America's Submarine Cable Consortium has signed a turnkey contract for Alcatel Submarine Networks to deploy more than 13,000 kilometers of the new Trans-Pacific cable system, which will fortify connectivity between the two continents. Also in subsea connectivity news, the Australia-Singapore cable is seeing early customer demand. As a result, Vocus Communications is upgrading its core domestic infrastructure. And that's your News Daily for Tuesday, January 23rd.
Aloha from Austin, Texas. Congratulations to the PTC team on 40 years of great success. Thank you for all you're doing for our industry. We're looking forward to the next 40 together. This year, Hostway is proud to sponsor PTC, and we're looking forward to a great conference as usual.
Are you connected with the PTC community? Follow us at PT Council on Twitter and use the hashtag PTC'18 to join the conversation online. Also, like Pacific Telecommunications Council on Facebook.
Colt provides seamless telecommunications across nearly 50 key metropolitan markets through our own infrastructure, operations, and knowledge bases in Asia and Europe. With a long-haul network connecting over 200 cities globally, we interlink your business securely in the markets that you aim to capture.
Ni hao. This is a Cantonese greeting for I wish you well. PTC brings companies like SunEvision from Hong Kong and all over the world to the beautiful Hawaii to get connected, to go further in business, in digital transformation and ICT advancement. Thank you, PTC, and happy 40th anniversary. SunEvision joined PTC as gold sponsor year after year because we truly agree the vision of PTC of connecting worlds. Just like we focus all efforts to build our data center ecosystem as Asia's #1 connectivity hub for the regions. PTC annual event offers powerful 3-day conference packed with many pre- and post-conference programs, meetings, and social events to draw all attentions and focus within a week to help everyone achieve so much more. As a data center infrastructure provider enabling connections with telco, service providers, cloud, CDN, OTT, enterprises, and non-profit organizations, SunEvision strives to build the best home for housing all data, just like PTC developed a physical and virtual home to let people gathered and connected in the past 4 decades. SunEvision wishes PTC all the best achievements in the many more years to come.
For news, announcements, interviews, please visit the PTC Media Center at the PTC Hub. PTC'18 is made possible in part by the generosity of the PTC'18 sponsors. Mahalo to each of the PTC Bronze sponsors. Mahalo to our year-round sponsors for their ongoing support.
Thanks for watching PTC TV. Be sure to join us online tomorrow to see the winners and highlights from the inaugural PTC Innovation Awards Gala. Mahalo for tuning in. Until then, aloha.
PTC TV is a program sponsored by 265 Tech Lab.